right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the first session of AppLib Engage. I'm Kamal. I'll be taking the session for today, and which is going to be a very general introduction. What is this Harmony OS training is all about? How it is going to be? What are the different medium and what you need to prepare yourself before you start this training? So it's all the prerequisites that you need to know before you go ahead start your training. So it's going to be an open discussion at the end of the session. So whatever questions you have, you can pose. And we have the AppLib community also here who is going to help you answer all your questions. So a few shout outs. We have a diverse audience today. So we have Bennett, we have VIT, AP, KL University, NIT Rourkela, and a few contributors also, developers. And we also would like to inform you that there is a chat support where you will find all the links. So whenever I'm talking about a particular resource, then you would find those links being updated on the chat. So if you have any questions in the middle of the session, you can update it on your chat and we would have a team picking up and getting it answered at the end of the session. So not to worry, all your queries would be answered. And please keep an eye on the chat window as well. You have all the important links given there. All right, so without further ado, let's move on. So I'm Kamal, I'll be your host for the session and I'll also be walking through the entire session and the presentation today. And yeah, today's agenda is like pretty simple and straightforward. So as I mentioned, it is like the roadmap, your training. So today is going to be the welcome session. And it's also going to tell you the modes. That is like, what are the different types of trainings that you would come across in the span of 3 to 3.5 weeks of training. And then we would go through the code of conduct, the team. So who's the team behind this Harmony OS Student Club India or the AppLib community? So you can meet, see them, everybody today, and also the connect and support details. So what is the best and the right way to get connected so that you keep yourself updated with all the latest news, what's happening with Harmony OS. So I'll let you know how you can get connected. And also we have few requisites of like whatever you see on the right hand side, that is the mobile application development or the Harmony OS architecture. These topics are being covered in most of our previous meets, and these recordings are available for you. So these trainings would be taken offline, but definitely you would have people helping you if you have any questions related to it. Okay, so all these trainings are available for recording. So I'll give you the link and the team also will be adding the link to it. So today I'll be just going through a very brief on it, and the detailed about these videos would be available in the recorded sessions. All right, so let's move on. So the roadmap. So the first thing you would have is the welcome to the community and the HMOs discussion. So which we might be familiar and which is a part of the event and which is ongoing right now. And then from whatever you see is all offline. So introduction to mobile development. What are the things that you need to know really as a developer, how the mobile world is kind of functioning, few statistics about it. And then the Harmony OS introduction, the architecture of it. I think as a developer, it's always good to have a better understanding as to what the architecture is all about. Just not understanding the code, but also get to know what is the architecture part of it. So today you'll get to see a few glimpses of it, but we do have videos in depth about it. And also we have 1+A+N strategy. So last week we had a session by one of our team members who kind of had a very detailed session as to what this 1+A+N strategy is all about. And then also we have distributed architecture, application framework. So all these are offline. We'll give you the recording details as well. Next, we also have a training session on Git introduction. We find that Git also plays a very important role as a developer. Since everything is kind of open source, we need a kind of a central repository to place everything. So we will have a session tomorrow on Git and GitHub and how AppLib community kind of introduction at the same time. It's at 6:30, so do not forget to attend the session. So it's going to be online, a live session. And then we have something called a static tool Sonar Cube setup, which would be the next session after that. Then we have something called Deveco Studio. So like developing applications for Android or any other applications, you have a separate IDE, right? So for Harmony OS, we have an IDE called as Deveco Studio. So the entire team would be talking about it, and you would go through the each and every step. So before starting this session, we will give you the necessary document to install that IDE and play around with it. But you would have the team of experts walking through you. I mean, they walk through the entire Deveco Studio and also let you know how to use the tool effectively to build the applications. And also they will be building some core UI components and covering few topics, debugging an application, ability, intent, and serialization. So these are all online sessions. These are not recorded sessions. So if you attend it, you can directly ask the person who's actually conducting the sessions the questions that you have. So starting tomorrow, you would have all these sessions online. So if you have not received any of the meeting links, contact your corresponding coordinators, ambassador, or president. They will give you the meeting links. So all of these sessions are online. In case if you're not able to get, still you can find them on the Discord channel and the WhatsApp group if you haven't joined one. Okay, then later, then moving on, we have something called permissions in Harmony, how to handle it, storage and shared preferences, dialogue, notification, JUnit testing, Android library usage, what are the top Android libraries, how to really work on libraries, what are the things that you need to know before you start building one, looking at already a well-built library, what are the things that I can really get from it. So those kind of things would be discussed in this particular topic. And then also we have something called as OHOS test. So that's another type of test that you would do, and you would learn more details about it. And then we also have sessions on developer checklist, technical writing, and also they would be covering few advanced topic in Harmony OS, library development, testing phase, GitHub phase, and the release to the Maven. So when I say that the library development phases, testing, these all are the phases that when you really dive deep in and get your hands dirty while you're coding. So these are the different phases that you would be going through after the training process. So as and when you get this training, these last 4 stages would be a part of your practical work, something like that. So until the advanced topic, it would be more of a theoretical concept, and then you would start working on the assigned project to you. All right. So as I told you, we have trainings in different mode because we wanted to keep it more customized, catered accordingly to the students' curriculum. So we have online, we have offline in terms of recording, and there might be a few code labs introduced and also assignments. So make sure that if we are assigning you some assignments, please go through them because that is something that kind of showcases, or you can see yourself as to how much you have learned, and you can judge yourself. And if you come across any issues, we have team of experts helping you. And also we have something called as the contest also available. That is also another way to understand how much you've learned and how much you can work in a team and come up with an idea and execute it. So these are the different modes that you would find yourself going through this training process. Code of conduct, so which is very important and a very vital thing when you're joining a training session. So irrespective of which language, which platform it is, everybody has to go through it. So share your ideas, but also listen to others. Be professional, kind, considerate in technical discussions or anything. Please do not have any disagreements. If you have something, bring it up to your technical leads or your coordinators. If you have something that you're kind of facing an issue, respect personal boundaries and preferences. Respect all project contributors and maintainers, because everybody here is to do something. They want to share knowledge, learn, and share it among yourself. So respect everybody who's contributing, and if possible, try to help them. Then moving on, as I mentioned, I said there's this huge team working behind all this. So we have something called as the AppLib community, which a part of it is the Harmony OS Student Club India. So these are the people who are really working day in and day out to get all this amazing content out for you to cater according to your needs and building beautiful application. So you can reach out to them on the Discord channel. You might find all of these people very frequently available on these channels, either in terms of writing blogs or videos or training mentors or anything, or even purely supporting or contacting you. So if you want to get in touch with them, you can use any of the social handles that will keep posting on the chat window. And if you'd like to get connected, we do have all these forums like Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Medium, YouTube, LinkedIn, and GitHub. So feel free to get connected on all these pages. And yeah, most of the communications happen here, updates, if it's a hackathon or a coding contest or any of the recordings or any latest news, it's all available on all these channels. So please free to get subscribed, join in, or get yourself involved in all these handles. So I'm just going to freeze the screen for like 5 to 10 seconds, but the team is still posting it. So these are the links. So you can take a screenshot of it and you can join later, or your team will help you getting all these links and they will share it with you as well. So if you haven't joined one, please join quickly so that you don't miss out on the resources. All right, so anytime support, you can reach us at info@applibgroup.dev. And most of the times you might get emails from this address. So please add it to your contact so that it's not landing into the spam folder. And any issues, anything you want to discuss, or you want to talk about any updates or something that you would like to discuss, please reach us at this particular email address. All right, so as I mentioned, there are a few sessions which I would be taking offline, and there would be a recording related to it. So I would like you to go through all this recording. It's just like 30, 20 minutes, or maximum you might find 40 minutes, not more than that. So these trainings really give you a kind of brush up before you start HarmonyOS training, just to have a better understanding. That's it. So that's the reason we have taken this offline. So whenever you have time, you can go through. But ensure, if possible, you can go through all these trainings by this week so that you're good to go when we start the real core part of HarmonyOS. So there are a few topics that we found that it might be helpful. The first one being the mobile application development. So every time I keep talking about this because it plays a very important role these days in the development industry, because if you ask me what this app development or mobile app development is all about, I can say that it is a process of building mobile application that runs on your mobile device. Simple, straightforward, fair enough, right? These applications can be either pre-installed. So that's when the next stage comes. So it can be either pre-installed or downloaded or installed by a user later. So if you actually look, we have almost 3.5 billion smartphone users worldwide. So you can understand the rate at which applications are getting developed. Not only developed, it's also being used by us. So there is no doubt that the industry is healthy and thriving for mobile apps, right? Statistics, if you look at the statistic, it's kind of growing steadily without any indication of slowing down. So I nowhere see there is a dip in mobile application development, whether in terms of usage or building one. So it's been kind of found that an average user checks a phone at least every 12 minutes. And over 10% of these people check their phone about every 4 minutes. So that is the rate at which we are using phones. So these statistics are kind of motivating for anyone who wishes to build or develop a mobile app. Definitely, I would love to know why so many people are using so many things and why is this happening. So definitely, if you go into the statistics part, you would get to know more about it. So the two most important app platforms that we can think about are iOS and Apple initially, and Android which is from Android, from Google, and iOS from Apple, right? And these mobile operating systems built specifically for iPhones and Android, however, runs on the mobile devices manufactured by various OEMs, right, including Google. So, okay, I understood mobile phones. I mean, I understood mobile apps. I understood the statistic. It's kind of not dipping down. It's being used the statistics is increasing and it is being used at a very rapid rate. Now, what are the different types of applications that we can come up with? So we have native, we have cross-platform, we have hybrid, and we have progressive web app. Now you must choose an approach that kind of matches your strategy. Do not go according to the familiarity or the kind of which is popular one. Choose an approach that matches your strategy. You can achieve the desired, so that I'm able to achieve a user experience, avail the existing computing resources, and build a native feature required for your application. That should be a goal when you're choosing which one should I go for. So if you ask me what is native applications, they are built using tools like SDK offered by platform owners like Apple and Google. And if you look at the cross-platform, these are written on various programming languages and then compiled for each platform specific, which is separately. Now, if I see hybrid, they are built using the latest web technologies like JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and then they are bundled as mobile applications for your required platform. Now, the last one, looking at the progressive web app, they don't require any native or cross-platform development. They actually they skip the app store installation and also the traditional app delivery channel. They work inside your browsers. So we have mobile apps kind of functioning in various forms. You are the one who has to choose which one. So if you want to know more about it, definitely we have a session recorded. But before that, irrespective of whether it's cross, hybrid, or native, always mobile app has designing of these 4 to 5 stages. Maybe here in 1 or 2 you can kind of mix it up, or you can kind of jumble it up. But always, to build an application, you need a step-by-step process. So the first step of an app development is the kind of create a strategy by defining why. What is the objective of your app? Will your mobile app solve a particular industry problem? Or is this your business model? Okay, what is your business model? How much are you ready to invest in building this app? Or what is the revenue model? So as an app developer, just don't think about the technology stack and jump into an idea and start building it. You have to think from a business perspective also. So answering these questions, it will kind of give you a fair idea as to how you can move forward with your mobile app development process. So extensive brainstorming sessions kind of develops an ultimate list of your features that you can offer your customer. So then come up with a minimum viable product, MVP, which they say that it's like it's a version of your app, but it's not enough. I mean, with just enough features put in front of your early customer so that you receive feedback on the product, feature, and further development. It's not a complete, full finalized product. It is like the minimum thing that you can show your customer, and upon that, you can start building it. So understand that technical architecture, what is the technology stack that you would use? Development milestone, what is the front end, back end? So think about all these aspects when you are during the development stage. And then definitely testing phase, which is after successfully you developing an application. For a good quality, it is important to ensure from one point to another point, it is well tested, platform test, all kinds of testing is done before releasing it or launching the product. And also documentation plays a very important role, because you build a product and you don't have documented, the team grows, then there's no point in you building something. Nobody's going to understand what you really used. So as and when you plan, develop, do things, get your document parallelly created. And definitely, so this is just a gist about how mobile application development plays an important role. And more details about it you can find on this particular YouTube link. And in the chat support, people would be adding the link to this as well. So you can find one of our AppLib community team talking about it in detail. Please go through this recording as well. All right, so next, moving on to the next offline topic, which is the Harmony OS introduction. I'm sure you must have gone through so many introduction. So I'll just go through so for a few of you, it might be kind of a refreshment. And for a few of you, it might be an introduction session. So if you haven't heard about Harmony OS, it's an innovative distributed operating system for a fully connected world. Unlike the legacy operating system that runs on the standalone devices. It's built with distributed architecture. So in a couple of minutes, I'll let you know what distributed architecture is and what are these fully connected world. What are we talking about all this? But if someone asks you or you want to understand what is a Harmony OS, this kind of gives you a a very brief picture about it. And also it architecture. So I was talking about the architecture, right? So this distributed architecture uses the same set of capabilities to adapt wide array of devices. I'll repeat that sentence: a wide array of devices ranging from phones, tablets, wearables, smart TV, head units. So that's something to be noted. So once I come to that 1 plus A plus N, you will understand this line a bit more. So if you look at the history of operating system, initially we used to have an operating system. Initially it started with DOS, Windows, followed by OS, Android. And today we are in this new era where everything is connected and more intelligent because the device is kind of increasing, right? Initially we used to have just 2 devices like laptops and mobile, then 4 devices, watch, laptops, mobile, and then we had tab. But it's been kind of predicted going forward 2025, a person or on an average, a person would have almost 9 devices connected, a drone, a kind of an earpods, everything. So it is like kind of predicted you would have 9 devices connected. Now, how is my ecosystem going to be smart enough to detect and make a useful, intelligent enough to make sure that I use the right resources rather than me choosing one? So that is the kind of ecosystem that I'm willing to choose for, or I'm willing to invest and work on it. So the current era looks like this. For everything, we have an operating system. If we keep giving each type of product an individual operating system, then it will make the entire whole system kind of complicated. And that's where this new era of Harmony OS comes into existence. So Harmony OS, the picture itself depicts as to what Harmony OS is. It's like the world's most advanced operating system for the next generation of smartphones and IoT application. So the goal of the Harmony OS is to bring people a truly engaging and diverse experience, because at the end of the day, I have all the products, but I'm not using them effectively. So it's going for a waste, right? So we want to, it kind of, all the developers around the world are kind of trying to envision and build this new ecosystem where we can deliver an intelligent experience for consumer in all scenarios. So when you learn more about Harmony, you would use this term scenario a lot. So if you go through the recording video, you would get to know what exactly a scenario is. And it's like connecting a device, a scenario, and appliances, and how Harmony OS ecosystem kinds of merges all this and gives you this diverse experience. So you will know about that as well. So yeah, so if you want to understand what an Harmony OS introduction is, whatever I'm giving you is all a very brief. A more detail, you can find it on this particular link. So this link will be shared as well. Okay, so yeah, so we have studied about what is mobile applications, and then we studied what is in Harmony OS. Now let's get into a very brief understanding as to what the architecture is all about. So as I always mention that as a developer, always try to give at least some time understanding the architecture so that you're not like kind of taken to a surprise that, okay, is this an architecture? So this is kind of the latest model and a more descriptive way of giving the architecture picture. So this is, we have like, it's like the layered architecture. They have kind of informed like which goes or what fits in where. So from the bottom to top, we have the kernel layer, system service, framework, and the application layer. So the system functions are expanded by levels for system, from system to subsystem. So whatever you see, the green blocks, and the furthermore into functions and modules. So as a developer, our focus is more on the framework layer, which is where you kind of developing your Harmony OS applications. And then the application layer is the layer which consists of the system applications and the third-party applications. So each Harmony OS applications are powered by like one or more feature ability and particle ability. This is also a very important topic because in Harmony OS, everything is like an ability. You would understand now the feature ability is more of a UI interaction part, and the particle ability is non-UI, which provides all your background tasks. So I'll not get too much deeper into it because we already have an amazing sessions given by a team of experts exclusively talking about all these topics. And so the link would be given again, so you can go through it. So here it says that one OS for all device. So usually more than words or text, images kind of speaks a lot. So to explain this with an example, say if you're listening to music on your phone, however, you have better speakers available in the same room that could be used. But still it's playing from your earpods or something like that, which is also capable of playing the same music file with a better audio quality and capabilities. Instead, it is played from your phone, right? So we are looking for that kind of an ecosystem that it is intelligent enough to judge which are the resources available and then kind of decide which one to be used and which is the utilize the best resources available for you rather than going for the default playing system or audio play system. So hence we are kind of looking for a seamless inter-device collaboration because we have devices, but we're looking for that collaborative part, right? So shifting that paradigm of writing applications for a single device, instead define a virtual device or virtual resource. So have a pool of all these devices available. I'm not going to pick, my OS is going to pick which is the right device, and it knows it is intelligent enough to pick the right one and play for me. That's how I can get that user experience. So if you'd like to know more about the architecture, each component, we have another YouTube session recorded as well. So this link is also available. They would be sharing in the chat. So all these links, YouTube are not, it's not going to take like 1 hour or 2 hours. It's going to be like 30 minutes max to max. And you would also find documents on the Harmony OS official website, which they'll also be linking in the chat. Okay, then moving on to the 1+8+N strategy, which I think is one of the core concepts and everybody should know as a Harmony OS developer. It says that all scenarios seamless AI life strategy, 1+8+N. So by using the strategy, we can enable interconnection, interoperability, and the capability of sharing all the devices in all scenario, which is the reason for Harmony OS existence. In addition, it can also improve the user experience. This is what we're looking for, right? We have devices, the capability of sharing all the devices in all scenarios to give that better user experience and better ecosystem and maximize the values for the user. So this is how it's going to do, but how, we will see that. So we have this 1+8+N. So what exactly one refers? So I'll not go too much in detail. We have a recording, but still I'll just give you a brief about it. So one refers to the smartphone, which is one of the most frequently and commonly used device on a daily basis. Like it's for connecting and controlling the other devices. Now 8 refers to the non-smartphone products, like which is like the PC, tablets, speakers, AR, VR glasses. You can think about so many other devices as well. And N kind of represents the IoT device. It's the wide ecosystem of other smart products like printer, games, gaming console, smart travel, sports, health, entertainment products. So which is kind of the N layer. Now this, if I have to look from a spiral view or from a different view rather than kind of breaking it here, I'll let you know in the next slide. But why am I talking about this is by using the strategy, again, we can enable that interconnection, interoperability, and capability of sharing all the devices and all scenarios. So the scenario part is what it would be explained in the video, where using my device, I'm able to connect with different scenarios. So the same thing, if I look from a different perspective, the inner one is the smartphone, the middle circle is the 8 devices, and the outer circle is the outer layer, that is the N, which I was talking about. Since we're talking about this, I would also like to highlight one more quick topic, which is like the super device. Actually, it reveals the true power of Harmony OS, and it depicts the era of internet of everything, so that it forms that super device is like the combination of your distributed power of your Harmony OS, allowing users to connect with different devices. So that is the importance, or that is the power of the super devices. Say, for example, if you want to watch a movie at your home late at night, all you must do is to open the control panel, drag the smart screen icon to your phone icon, and then movie jumps directly from your phone to TV. If you're wearing your Huawei free buds, anything or any other buds, if you're wearing your Huawei free buds exclusively, you can then drag the earphone icon to the phone icon, at which point the movie will play on your smart screen while rerouting its sound through the free buds. This is just one example of a super device experience. So these kind of scenarios are explained by one of our team member as to what the scenarios are all about, how to use this sharing of resources in the video. So the link to the video is also available here. You can watch it out later. Okay, so I've been talking about distributed architecture all this time, right? Harmony OS being the distributed architecture. Now this one picture kind of gives me everything. But before getting into all that, let's understand why there is a sudden increase in the distributed system. You can see that distributed systems are growing in number and size, and they say the future is distributed. Now, distributed operating systems are systems which model where distributed applications are running on multiple computers connected by communication. Now, what are the advantages if I really have to go for it? So the characteristics of these systems, they provide a great pace. One, they're loosely coupled system, and they're more reliable in a central system. Say, for example, if a component fails, the system may be able to function despite of the failure, because it allows software failure to be dealt with rather than halting the entire whole system. So that's the beauty of a distributed system. And we're also looking for a better connected world, right? Application should benefit hardware ability to connect all the connected user devices. So as I told, a person would be connected to so many devices. So we need a application that benefits hardware ability to connect all the connected devices independently where the application was installed. That is very important. So to achieve this, we need a fair ecosystem. And that's when we can achieve a fully connected, all scenario intelligent ecosystem possible. And this is where Harmony OS helps us to achieve this. Now, the same architecture, you can see how it fits in the phone, smart TV, watch. So you can see how it's getting adapted. So if you want to watch videos, we do have just not one, we have multiple videos recorded related to it. So please watch this to have a better understanding of distributed architecture. So coming to another topic, which is the application framework. Currently, we can see that, as I mentioned you in the architecture layer, framework layer is one, and application layer is the one that we actually concentrate. So currently we have multi-language supports like Java, JS, C, C++ components in the framework. But we also have Java and JS UI components in the framework, which kinds of helps us in developing application in Java or JS based. So the framework here managing applications so what is the framework layer basically does here? So it's used for managing applications with all your life cycle of it. Like you have the start, stop. If you're from an Android background, you would know the life cycle of an activity, right? So similar like that, we have this framework layer managing the applications life cycle like start, stop, resume, destroy, etc. And if you ask what this application layer is, it consists of the system applications and third-party application. That is where we have these abilities and UI components. That's where we would work more as a developer. And there is where the UI component is attached. And if you consider particle ability, because why am I trying to touch on these points is that you would very frequently hear the terms called scenarios, feature abilities, FA, particle ability, UI, which is not a UI, PA. So these topics will be covered very frequently. So just for your understanding, ensure that you are getting used to these words. Okay, so as mentioned, framework layer is the one that provides the need to develop your Harmony OS application, which contains the application framework, the ability framework, the multi-languages like Java, C, C++, and the JS UI framework. So if I have to look into it from the architecture perspective, this is what that particular framework layer exactly does. So we also have a detailed discussion about framework, application framework in Harmony. So you just have to know about it. You don't have to dive deep into it to understand too much about it. So for developing application, for a better understanding, just go through this. I think once or twice you will grasp the concepts and you're good to go to develop applications. So finally, we have Git, which is also another important topic that you'll have to know, because we are getting everything open source. So today the world is like all the coding part is happening on the Git, and people are kind of having a central repository or version control system. So it's good to have a fair understanding of Git, because you would be merging a code, you would be pushing it to the repository master branch. And if you're learning, irrespective of the language, what you're learning, it is very important to know. So Git is an open source distributed version control system. If you haven't tried, please try it, create an account. Tomorrow we have a session exclusively talking about Git. And Git is like this distributed version control. Say if you're working alone, everything seems to be fine. But if you're working in teams and groups, managing multiple projects, managing multiple features, then definitely you need a version control system to keep everything intact, systematic, well organized, right? So we would have multiple developers working parallelly. It's not that everybody's working on the same feature. It's like parallelly, so many things are involved. So a version control system like Git is needed to ensure there is no code conflict between developers, right? So that's the reason we use one of the most used repository tool like the Git. So whenever you're doing that, you would come across these words like the master, branch, hotfix, releases, feature. So it's always good to have a better understanding as to what is a master branch, when to create a feature branch, when to create a hotfix, release, develop. So understand and create your branches. That's when you would work more systematically, and you would not have conflicts when you're actually putting your code into production. So just to give you, the rest of the words are like self-explanatory. So when I say develop, it's the develop branch. If I say feature, that means I'm creating an exclusive feature, and that is what the green is about. Release, okay, I'm releasing this particular branch. But what is a hotfix? Hotfix branches are created from a master branch. Say, for example, I have a current production release that's running live, and that particular release has a small trouble. Say there's a small bug in it, but changes on the develop are yet unstable. That is, I have another branch in the develop, which is kind of yet not stable. We may then have to branch off. That's when we'll have to create a new branch called hotfix, start fixing the problem, and immediately merge it in your master. So you don't have to worry about your unstable develop version, right? So you'll know more about it when you start playing around with Git. And I think we have a session recorded and also a live session happening tomorrow. So you can stay tuned for more updates. And also, just to make you familiar with all the Git terminologies that we would use is like, we would say, can you pull out the logs for the Git? Can you merge this branch? Can you revert whatever you have done? Can you reset it? Can you add this changes? Can you commit your changes to the master branch? Can you clone the repo? Can you check out? Can you create another branch? So make sure that you understand all these terms when you're using Git. It is very important. Most of the terms are self-explanatory, but in terms of from the technical perspective or from the coding point of view, try it out. That's when you'll really understand it. So give it a try. There are so many tutorials, tons of tutorials available on the internet. So give it a try. If you haven't created an account, go ahead and do it first. And yeah, I want to exclusively show this link so that people have a fair understanding. Great. Okay, so we have an AppLib GitHub link. So keep this as bookmarked. This link will also be provided to you in the chat. So going forward, you will have to go through this rigorously. So this is the official page. So here you can see all the content. So if you want to self-start yourself, if they say go to this GitHub link, can you see the Harmony OS environment setup? The moment I say that, or your technical team talks about it, here is the link. So you have all the details available here. You have the GitHub action, you have the code push checklist, you have the testing, and also the environment setup. So just I'm going to click on the environment setup just to show you. So as I mentioned, we have an exclusive IDE for Deveco Studio. So you can download and install it from here, and also how to configure it, how to use the real device for debugging. So all of these links are available. So I'll leave this link for you. So just go through it, bookmark it. It's very important as and when you're developing Harmony OS applications. You will find so many details in here, all your Android HMOS API details, testing details, and any queries, FAQ, environment related issues. So you're unable to get your environment set up. And if you're facing some issues, we already have issues kind of tracked here and also given a solution. So you can just go through it. And also I would suggest you to keep this document bookmark, which is the official Harmony OS document. So all the technical details or the aspects which I've been talking about, or which would be talked in the going sessions, is all pulled in from here. That's how we also got to know about it. So this is like the official doc. All the topics you would find here related to development, so which I've been talking about, the UI part, the ability, the feature ability. So all this would be kind of in every session, they might kind of route you here telling, okay, this is the link that you need to look into it for more details about it. So I think more than the official document, no other document can actually suffice you when you're learning something new. So just go through it. So you can go through the architecture part in case if you have any questions about it also. Yeah, so this was the one link, and yeah, introduction. Let me. So not to worry, those links will be given to you by the support team. In case if you don't get it or you missed it in the chat also, we will share all these resources today to you. And so the introduction to Git, if you're interested to learn Git, we have a video exclusively by our team who's given you a very clean description about it. So go through these details as well. Yeah, I think I'm done. So thank you so much for attending this session. So this was a very quick overview as to telling you how your sessions are going to go. What are the things you need to know? Keep yourself up to date for the